It's basically about people who wants to get cardiology fellowship, but somehow like he's not finding where to start. So I have my senior I have worked with, Dr. Tucker, and he gonna tell us a little bit about his journey. And I think like his journey is so inspiring that that's gonna help a lot of people. So without further introduction, Dr. Tucker.
My name is Samarth Thakkar. I was born, raised in India. I did my medical school in most western part of India, state Gujarat. Then in my final year, I decided to do my post-graduation masters in the United States. Fortunate to match at Rochester General Hospital for my internal medicine training, and I'm going for cardiovascular disease fellowship at Houston Methodist Tibeki Heart and Vascular.
First of all, congratulations. That's a big achievement. Thanks for coming to our show,
man. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not paying for the dinner though.
Oh, sure, sure. Now, coming back to a couple of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. How did you find yourself like you want to do cardiology to begin with?
Everyone has different reasons.
Right.
Mine is personal.
Right.
When I was 14, my father had misdiagnosed of MI. It was diagnosed as GERD. He got the interventions pretty late and developed end-stage heart failure, and there was no physician in my family. That was kind of a striking point for me to actually go into medicine. And since medical school, I was just naturally inclined towards cardiology.
Thanks for sharing. That's very personal. I'm gonna ask you questions. As I mentioned, a little bit chronologically. So now you matched. And so starting from the residency, so how manage the residency at the same time preparing for fellowships?
This was my approach, and I'm just going to advise what worked best for me. For initial few months, I would say initial 4 to 6 months, your focus should be, all the clinical. Your other friends are, enjoying doing parties. That's your time to work on your projects. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, that's actually like really good advice. What is the number one? What is the first thing they should be focusing on?
Well, it's never only one thing, it's kind of proper mixture, in Gujarati we call it a khichdi. It's very research oriented field. Also, it's very important to find a mentor. If you can find a mentor early on, that's the best. So if your program already has in-house cardiology fellowship, it's easy to find mentors. Right. Even if you don't, with this social media, including Twitter and LinkedIn and everything, you can approach people. Even mentors are looking for hard-working, dedicated, honest mentees, right?
Right.
So first thing, if you ask me, that would be research. Now, I'm assuming your next question would be about how to approach research or what kind of research, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because I get that all the time.
Right.
So research has so many types, right?
Sure.
One thing is you can do something is in-hospital study,
Right.
For that, you need a good idea. Then you have to write an IRB.
Right.
And then after submitting IRB, depending on your program, you have a dedicated program that helps you with extracting data and analysis. That's best. But sometimes you have to do it, and you need a good team to collect the data, make that entire Excel sheet.
Right.
And then, you need some help with statistical analysis.
Right.
And then you can write it. So usually it's going to be retrospective study.
Right.
But I know few people, I have my good friends, they are also running prospective studies.
Right.
The only caveat is it takes time, whether if it's retrospective, prospective, in-hospital study, because it takes time to gather data. It's a proper way to do research,
right?
Because then you get granular patient level data.
Right.
But there are a lot of other ways as well that you can also simultaneously publish till your in-hospital study is going on.
Right.
There are a lot of nationally available databases that you can use. So for that, you don't have to do data collection.
True.
But still you need to learn the statistical analysis part. I'm sure a lot of people know about this nationwide inpatient sample, readmission database, some like publicly available free database like Enhance, CDC Wonder database. So those database you can also get access to, and I would say it's relatively easy to publish from these databases.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Something also now, a lot of people like it, and hot favorite is doing meta-analysis, because now, you see tons of clinical trials in one particular topic or disease or drug or whatever. You can combine all these trials and make meta-analysis out of it. And again, you have to learn how to do meta-analysis, but which is not too difficult, I would say. And also, you can write a systematic review or even a review. Kind of giving a book chapter, all other people can, read it, and they don't have to read those 100 papers, but they can just read your paper and they get good gist of everything about hypertrophic cardiomyopathy.
Absolutely.
One advantage also, you get a lot of citations. Anybody writing something about hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, they'll come across your paper and say, oh yeah, okay, it's pretty extensive, if you want to do fellowship, especially cardiovascular fellowship. Apart from your clinical skills, you also need to learn, and you need to have other, research, scholarly skills. I'll be honest, it's challenging, it's time consuming, but well, that's the price you pay, to become a cardiologist. The best thing that worked for me is to have a good team. You need a really good, strong team so that you guys can switch roles.
That's probably like the golden tip, make a team. So that's really
teamwork makes dream work. Very cliche dialogue, but
it works. True. Absolutely. I have like two questions. I think it's a very common question. I got actually a lot of people, texted me in my, when I told like I'm gonna do this interview. The one is like, what is the good balance of having a first author publication versus other publications where you are the co-author?
First thing is always something is better than nothing.
Okay, sure.
Initially when you're learning the process, sometimes you might not get, initial 2 or 3 authorships. And that's okay. At the same time, if you're working with experienced people and learning, that's actually important. But yes, as you go further, then you should. So if you are first author, that means you are taking the leadership of this entire project. That actually tells a lot about, how you can collaborate with the entire team and, take the entire project from scratch to publication. If you have 15 papers in your profile and then first author in any of these papers, that says that, okay, you don't have that leadership skills, or you can't lead a team. So if you have 15 papers and then you are first author in 5 papers, that looks pretty good, decent. That says that, okay, you can lead your papers, but at the same time, you're not that greedy that you are the first author in all 15. So if you're first author in all 15, that also doesn't look good. That means that you don't have that teamwork skills, That means you're so greedy and you're not giving opportunity to other people. Even if you're doing most of the work, but that's as part of the team, it's very important that you also share authorship with others. At the same time, you should be first author in at least, I would say, 20-30% of the papers.
That's actually like a really solid advice. A lot of candidates who are going for the fellowship match, I mean, most of their works, more than 50%, is made of posters and abstracts. How does it look as an applicant, or what does it take?
See, in your profile, if you're like posters, like probably 50 posters or abstracts, and then not even hardly 10 papers, that says that, okay, you are initiating a project, but you're not finishing it. So I would say that should be at least 50% or more conversion. If you have 50 posters or abstracts, make sure you have 25 papers.
That answers the questions. Thank you. So now coming to the cardiology rotations, one can actually plan those rotations.
I think a year back, or it's still kind of like COVID era, right? So a lot of programs were not even offering away electives. So one advantage you have if you have in-house cardiology fellowship is you can do more rotation in your hospital and secure a spot. I would say it's not mandatory. I did not do away rotation, okay, but it's still advisable. It's gonna help you in 2 ways. First thing is that you can impress the faculty and program director there and kind of increase your chances of getting an interview. And also you have a chance to earn letter of recommendation from other program. I mean, I would say don't stress if you cannot get one. But at the same time, yes, it is advisable. Sometimes people ask, should I aim for like big program where I see that my chances are very slim, or somewhere that I feel like my chances are high. I would say you should go where you think your chances are high of getting an interview and also potential match.
Yeah, that's thank you for this actually.
And especially if your program does not have in-house fellowship, definitely do a rotation. Yes.
Another small questions regarding that, you have to also choose it a little bit early in your time, because there might not be availability. So that
you should at least start applying and reaching out to people in 6 months advance. And the best timeline to do a rotation is in your middle of your second year.
Right.
So when you begin your second year, you start reaching out to the program, make a good CV, sometimes also get a letter of recommendation from your own program director or your mentor or somebody, that why you want to do this away rotation, kind of supporting letter.
Right.
And also make a small letter of interest or kind of a personal statement about like why you want to do cardiology and why you want to do this away rotation, something like that. Start reaching out to these programs, because if you go to a different state, then you have to get that state's in training license and malpractice insurance and those sort of things. So you want to plan this ahead, and as I said, beginning of your second year, so that kind of towards your middle, you have a rotation in your hand.
That makes sense. Thank you. Now, after the next questions that we have, after the you do the rotations, the next goal is to get the letter of recommendations, right? So I'll ask you 2 questions regarding that. I believe there are like 3 letter of recommendations that you need for application.
And one from your program director.
Yes. 3 of the cardiology specific.
It's better to have letters from cardiologist. I'll tell you, the most important letter of recommendation is from your program director.
Right.
So never ever discount that. I'll tell you what I did. Okay. Now I had like 3 letters remaining, right? See, it's okay to get more than 3 letters, and then you can pick and choose.
Right.
Okay. Out of 3, you wanna use at least 2 clinically very strong letters, and then 1 letter you should have from research, and the mentor that you're working with on research projects. And then I was honest while asking my letter writers, hey doctor, so would you be able to write a strong letter? You want to use strong letters, not generic letters. Sometimes people ask me, should I go behind like big names, someone is very popular in the field. I still believe that having more personalized and strong letter of recommendation from any other faculty is better than a generic letter from someone is kind of a legend or a big name in the field. Unless that person is also going to write you a strong letter, then of course. So program director letter, most important. 2 clinically strong letter, and then 4th letter should be a research letter.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good lot of nuances. Thanks for
of course.
Thanks for teaching that. So now coming to more specific questions about approaching to fellowship itself. How program directors in the fellowship programs sees applicants, what they are looking for in an applicant. What's your take?
Yeah. So first thing, they're gonna look at your face. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Sure.
But good to have a decent professional ERAS picture. Okay.
Sure.
Not a huge smile, or not you're looking angry, upset.
Right.
And you should be excited. You're applying for cardiology fellowship, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so decent professional picture. So first thing is they're gonna look. They still, I think, look is your scores.
Right.
Okay. Obviously, you can't change them now.
Right.
If you still haven't given your step 3, I would still at least try to get decent score. I'm not gonna put a number. So your scores matter. Okay. Then comes your CV.
Right.
Okay. Then comes your letters, and that is very important, because they are gonna hire somebody to somebody they haven't worked with, right?
Right.
How they're gonna find about your clinical skills from your letters of recommendation.
Right.
That's why letters matter a lot. Okay.
Right.
Then your personal statement. The personal statement, first of all, should never regurgitate your CV.
Sure.
Don't try to brag your achievements and those sort of things in your personal statement. Just be honest and tell your personal story.
Right.
Okay. Why cardiology? Or what have you done? What are your goals and where you see yourself after 10 years? Those sort of things. And why this program?
Right.
So also some people recommend to make a personalized personal statement for programs, especially your top 20-30 programs that you really want to get an interview from.
That actually answers my personal statement question as well.
Yeah.
Now coming to that, the next question, I would say, what, as a candidate, what you are looking for in a program? So program is something looking for you, but at the same time, as a candidate, you're also
it's a match, right?
It's a match, yeah.
Not a Tinder match, but
not a Tinder match.
Important than that.
Yeah, it's probably like more important than Tinder matches, but yeah. So what's you're looking for in a program?
So that's again different for everybody.
Sure.
Someone wants to go into private practice and want to be like strong clinicians, they should go for clinically heavy programs, front loaded.
Right.
Probably you think that this program will give you more autonomy and those sort of things. Sometimes programs does not have advanced fellowships.
Right.
If you have interventional fellows and structural fellows, then you might not get all complex interventional cases because they have interventional fellows.
Right.
Compared to if you want to do advanced fellowship, for example, if you want to do interventional cardiology, you want to go somewhere they have interventional cardiology, so you will get those exposure. Also, you have in-house fellowship option. If you want to focus on research, your goal is to learn how to write and apply for grants, run randomized controlled trials, those sort of things. You want to go into research heavy program.
Right.
That gonna give you enough exposure, mentorship. So it all depends on what you want.
So the question is like, suppose you are the second year resident, you're becoming a third year resident. How early they should start, collecting all the letters and gather all the papers together for the fellowship application?
At least start planning 6 months in advance.
6 months.
At least.
Right.
So you should start thinking about, okay, who should I approach for letters?
Right.
Unless you have some rotations pending and you think, okay, I still have a couple months of heart failure, couple rotations of heart failure, or I have still this away rotation pending,
Right.
Start working on your CV and personal statement at least 3 months before the deadline.
Right.
Okay. And also, give your letter writers enough time. Cardiologists are busy. Okay.
Yeah.
For them, writing letter probably with the last priority.
Yeah.
When they are also chasing their other deadlines. You wanna give them also, I would say, at least 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Write your letter, and you might have to remind them probably every 10-15 days.
Right.
So I think the earlier the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I also like a very funny story around that. So when I was applying for the residency, one of my letter writers were at this time in Florida, and the Florida had like a storm. The whole communication, it's just
stop.
mail. What happened was my letter writer was not able to even communicate with me.
Yeah.
I was getting really anxious. 3 days before
you got your letter. Okay.
So that's something can happen.
That happened to me as well.
Yeah,
my strongest letter that I feel would have. It was uploaded just a day before my application deadline. So,
yeah,
it happens. That's why you have to plan early.
Absolutely.
You have to keep bugging your letter writers. It's okay. They understand. They've done the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, there are challenges, especially you are as you mentioned, you're a graduate from India, from a foreign country, coming to United States, getting how I say, assimilated into the environment, and then kind of fighting for one of the most competitive fellowship. It has its own challenges. So what do you think the extra challenges that which is relatable to many people who are watching or who are gonna apply, and how to deal with that? What's your take on this? It's a very broad question, I know, but
I think the biggest challenge is to get into the system. So I think the biggest challenge was when I was applying for residency, I would say. Once you're in the system, once you're a resident, kind of, you have equal opportunities, right?
Right.
But yes, there are some challenges and limitations being an IMG, and I'll be honest.
Right.
It's tough to target few programs just because you're an IMG.
Right.
Few programs.
Right.
Having said that, that's also, not the end of the world.
Right.
I have seen few people, they're matching to great programs, top-notch programs, being an IMG.
Right.
So obviously, sky is the limit.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're hardworking,
Right.
you have good interview skills,
Right.
good communication skills.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they want to make sure that, being an IMG, you have good communication skills, you have learned the system pretty well. As long as you have, all these skills,
Right.
you shouldn't worry about being an IMG or AMG or anything.
Right. Right. No, that's actually inspiring. Now you are mentioning the interview skills, which I'm gonna specifically focus. I think that's something like we all learned, because it was not curriculum of our school curriculum, med school curriculum back in India, at least for me. So that's something I'm pretty sure like a lot of us learned.
Mm-hmm.
So for fellowship, particularly for cardiology, fellowship, what are the advices you want to give people about the interview skills and how they can prepare for that?
From my experience, I'll tell you.
Right.
Once you get an interview,
right,
it's all about your interview.
Right.
Now they're gonna talk to you,
right,
and the people across the table are the smartest people in the world.
Yeah.
They're gonna figure you out all in just 10-15 minutes.
Right.
Okay, and that's a fact. So it's very important how you present yourself, right? So for that, yes, you should practice a couple of mock interviews. I mean, I was fortunate that my faculty at Rochester General Hospital,
right,
they offered us like to all the residents like mock interviews. So I practiced few mock interviews before going for actual ones.
right,
And they gave me good feedback. So I advise to all the residents to do the same.
right,
and also prepare your answers, but don't mug up your answers.
right,
It should come naturally.
yeah,
Okay. So you should come across as humble, polite,
right,
at the same time confident person. Okay. Who has very clear picture in the mind what he wants from life, and especially what he wants from cardiology, what he wants to do further in this field,
right,
how he's gonna contribute to this field.
right,
Just practice these questions,
right.
and make sure it comes like naturally.
That's how like this is a learned skill, as you just mentioned. So it kind of comes more with practice, I believe.
Yep.
So thank you. I mean, thanks for reminding all of us.
Of course.
This. And now coming to that, now we are gonna ask you, you have anything like we are missing, or anything that random tip that you wanna tell people?
I don't have any random tip.
Okay. Okay.
It's all cliche tips.
Yeah, cliche. Anything cliche tips for you?
Cliche tips. Believe in yourself.
True.
It's even though it's cliche,
right,
it's very important. Okay.
Right.
Even if you don't match, it's not the end of the world. I have seen great cardiologists.
right,
They didn't match for 2 or 3 times. Keep working on your application. Okay. Because PDs, they don't like gap in your application.
right,
So even if you're doing something else and still I was constantly working on these projects, I was constantly publishing,
right,
that actually shows your commitment towards the field.
right,
Well, and then get good strong letters.
right.
That's
right.
very important.
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned random tips work.
If you have 30-page CV and your letters are shitty,
Right, not gonna work.
no one is gonna take you, man.
Right, that's really important. Yes. Now coming to this is a question for a lot of people. While you're working for your fellowship, you had your own fair share of disappointments. Sometimes things didn't work out. Projects didn't move, stuff like that.
Oh, it happens all the time.
It happens all the time, right? So, I mean, like for some people, it's more severe. For example, a lot of
I
people
just got a couple of rejections yesterday of my papers.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a part of life as well. So, how do you deal with that? How do you like now you're a fellow? You're going to be a fellow in 3 months, for example. Like you're pretty much starting there, but I'm sure like you had your share of like 3 years. A lot of times things didn't work out, but you still have this passion for cardiology. I think. Like what motivates you? What believes you? Okay, it's fine. Like I still can do that.
You're scaring me now. You said you're gonna start in 3 months.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just scared.
I'm just kidding. I think it's with any field, right? Whatever you do with your life,
right?
There's always gonna be ups and downs, no matter what you do. If you're a singer, you're a painter, you're a musician, you are doing anything else.
Right.
The dedication and commitment,
right,
for your passion. That okay, no matter what, I'm gonna get up, gonna work harder,
right.
And I think that approach and that kind of mindset,
right,
I think sets you apart from others, I would say.
Right.
So obviously, you have your those bad days.
Yeah.
Actually, also being a resident, also it's challenging.
Challenging, yeah.
Adverse things for your patients at workplace, with your colleague, your attendings, whatnot, right?
Yeah, people who are resident, they
at the end of the day, you just have to move on. You learn the lesson.
Yeah.
You move on.
True.
Okay.
True. Absolutely.
And that's life.
Makes sense. Totally. So we are probably towards the very end of our interviews. I have actually a couple of questions, which is a burning topic. And before I move there, actually, I just want to really shout out to Dr. Thakkar. Everybody says getting into cardiology is very hard on H1B. So he is the example it can happen. It's that's why I think your story is so inspiring that needs to be told. So tell me about that. The fear, I know because I'm also on H1B, so I can tell you the fear is it's a very competitive subspecialty cardiology and H1B itself, and it leaves you very less options. The most if the major chunk of the programs they don't even offer the H1B visa. So what's your take? How did you approach this and with success?
But now I'm mad, so I can say that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's from you.
To be honest, I was also afraid.
Right.
I was also questioning my decision. Should I apply on H1? Get green card, those sort of things. Well, it also depends on where are you from. So if you're from India and China,
right?
Then if you go through national interest waiver or your hospital sponsor green card or whatever, it takes forever.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let me put this way.
Right.
If you have a very strong profile,
right,
I would say okay, take your chances.
Right.
Apply on H1. See what happens.
Right.
If you are not from India and China,
right,
then you will probably get your green card through whatever national interest waiver, through your hospital or other ways, within 2 years at least.
Right.
Okay. So if you feel okay, I think I can still make my profile to be stronger. I can do still more research, some other rotations, and also get my green card in 2 years.
Right.
The right thing to do.
Right.
And there's another way is through EB1.
Right.
If you have good number of papers, citations, there are also a lot of other things as well for EB1. Then if you're H1 and if you apply for EB1, I think for few countries the date is current, so you get EB1 in few months.
Yeah, true.
There are other ways of also getting green card and citizenship, and I'm not gonna go there.
Sure.
But as I said, being on H1 doesn't mean I know many examples.
Right.
I'll tell you that people on H1 they match into good places.
Right.
I would say just apply and see. At the end of the day, you're gonna learn from the process, right?
Right.
And even if you don't match, you're not on J1. You don't have to go for a waiver.
Right.
You can find a job. you can find some other non-accredited fellowships, like vascular, heart failure fellowship, arrhythmia fellowship. So again, and if you ask me this question, like if you want to take a break, should I be a hospitalist or doing something else? I would say better to do something this non-accredited fellowships or research fellowship, working under mentor, because it's gonna help you build more contacts, get more letters, and these people gonna vouch for you, compared to if you're a hospitalist. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be. If you have some financial things that you have to take care of, money is also important, to take care of your family and those sort of things. Then even if you do a hospitalist, make sure that you are constantly working on projects, you are constantly working for your applications.
You should not the gist is like if you're taking a break between your application, you should be working all the time on cardiology related research, at least
Absolutely.
That's how
it's not like you finish your residency, you did your 2 years of hospital, you got a green card, and then you're applying, and in these 2 years all you did was
hospitalist,
being a hospitalist and then traveling the world. That doesn't show the commitment towards this field, so it's okay to be a hospitalist, but show that you are also constantly working on your application.
Now 2 questions and we are done. Okay.
Thanks so much.
Oh my god, I know.
I'm already hungry.
We'll eat something really good. And the last question: once all your interviews are done, now you have this eras like the match list, and you're actually ranking the different programs. You as a candidate, so what are the things you actually look into in the programs, qualities that helps you to rank those programs as a candidate?
I think it's, again, I said that it all depends on what you're looking for out of the fellowship. So I wanted a clinically strong program, at the same time ample scholarly and research activities, strong mentorship. Location also matters, and also it also depends on if you have family, if you have kids, those sort of things, that they have good schooling around. If your partner is also physician or doing anything else, they also should have good job opportunities around the area. So it's personalized, to be honest. There is no right or wrong answer to this. I like to get the entire flavor, But I think the most important thing is, at the end of the day, you should be a strong clinical cardiologist.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
That's actually very it makes sense, absolutely. And then Samarth is going actually to Houston. It's world's biggest medical district. We hope to catch you there.
Absolutely.
So with that notion, we are actually finishing the interview. If you have any questions, you can actually reach back to me. There is a messaging service. You can also hashtag us in the Twitter. It's actually hashtag #cardioversion, and also we have a Facebook group for match help applicants, where we have attendings and matched fellows and people like that. So please try to be in our community. We can learn from each other, and hopefully we'll grow as a very strong community of upcoming cardiologists. With that notion, thanks a lot, Sam, for it's a Sunday, we are recording actually. I'm very thankful you spent the time, and as you say, I'm very hungry as well.
So let's go dinner
and eat something.